Let's get some breaking news now on the nuclear energy front, the coalition and its policy. Let's bring in Andrew Clennell, our political editor. Andrew, you've got some exclusive information on what is a developing story for the coalition.
Morning to you, Kieran, and viewers. The federal opposition plans to announce sites for 5 or 6 nuclear power stations in its policy to take to the next election. Sky News can reveal, including in New South Wales, Victoria and beyond. Now, this has to be subject to a shadow cabinet discussion. We expect that sometime between now and the budget, and that budget reply speech by Peter Dutton. But sources have told Sky News that Mr Dutton is committed to this policy, believes it's the only way to reach a net zero target that both sides of politics have signed up for, and that the opposition intends to actually nominate sites, which will be where coal-fired power stations are being decommissioned, as they would have connections into the power network and be less controversial. Both small modular reactors and large-scale reactors would be on the table. The opposition is determined to press ahead with the policy, and it comes obviously after Mr Dutton achieved a 3.7% swing to the Liberals in the seat of Dunkley on the weekend, a result some commentators say proves the opposition is not in an election-winning position. And when it comes to that budget reply speech, Kieran, we can also expect the opposition to unveil its major housing policy, which I understand is already good to go. So there you have it. They're going to nominate sites. Nuclear is go once Shadow Cabinet approves it. In terms of a battleground for the next election, 5 or 6 sites on former coal-fired generated sites when they're becoming decommissioned, those coal-fired power stations. Boy, is this going to be controversial and a huge policy debate for the next poll, Kieran.
Yeah, I was just thinking, this is a massive call, isn't it? You talk about oppositions going small target. This is one of the biggest I can remember.
I agree. I think one of the things that has pushed them this way is the polling on it, which has changed in recent years. I think even Scott Morrison considered it for a time, particularly amongst under 40s. The argument that many other countries employ nuclear power to reduce emissions, that it's zero emissions, but they seem pretty determined from the discussions that I've had, determined enough to the fact they've already decided roughly where they'll go. They'll have to be subject to a shadow cabinet process. They want to try and avoid that sort of scare campaign, NIMBY scare campaign, I guess, by nominating about 5 sites, Kieran, as I understand it. So Labor people couldn't go around saying, well, it's going to be in your backyard. They'll say, well, it's going to be in these particular sites and presumably away from residential where coal-fired power stations are already located. One obvious one for that is the Liddell power station being decommissioned in the Hunter Valley. You've got Eraring, I guess, as well as a possibility.
Andrew, thank you for that breaking news. Appreciate it.